as Obito revealed to Naruto that hello everyone and welcome back with another video. Today we have once again What If Naruto Was Obito's Little Brother Part 5. Anyways, of course, as always, before we start, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, enjoy. Now, without further ado, let's hop straight into things. Also, don't forget sharing would help. Now, play the intro.
It's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts.
With the symbol of Team 7 finally arriving to that place. I forgot what it was called. Basically where the preliminaries were being held, as they will be able to get some rest before the preliminaries. The third Hokage was still announced, they're going to be 1v1 matches since there are too many people who passed. And so we move on to those, which of course have all been randomized by yours truly. The bracket maker I use. Here for our first match we have Sakura versus Kankuro. Enough said. Of course, next we have Chino versus Naruto, a more interesting match, as Chino will use his different types of bugs. Basically, try and wear Naruto down, weaken him. Some to absorb his chakra, some to weaken him physically, and some to even throw him around. However, these don't last long as they just burn up as soon as they contact Naruto. This will lead to Naruto immediately taking the advantage in the fight and moving to use a bunch of shadow clones that would basically overwhelm Chino, either knocking him out or Chino will quit for the sake of his bugs to stop dying, making Naruto the winner. Next we have Neji versus Hinata. This also goes as in canon. I swear I randomized this. Of course, next we have Kiba versus Sasuke, which is definitely a tough one, as in the beginning Kiba basically whooped Sasuke with him having no control over his chakra. Maybe Kiba throws in some cocky lines where he's beating Sasuke's ass, but eventually Sasuke would manage to get his curse mark under control. And after a very, very hard-fought match and activating his Sharingan, put more of a strain on him, although he is able to end the battle with Kiba very quickly and win. Next we have Naruto Uchiha versus Eno Orto, whose injuries already by this point would be healed up unnaturally fast from battling the Sound Trio. He'd basically knock Eno around in the most pleasant way possible, and will basically force Eno to surrender, her having nothing that can really work against Uchiha and Naruto. Next we have another fight, that being Tamari versus Lee, in which Tamari's wind attacks will basically just blow Lee away until he would take off his weights and be too fast for Tamari to keep up with. As from there, Lee basically takes out Tamari. I would give a longer summary of the fight, but that's basically how it would go. Next we have Dosu versus Gaara. Enough said, Dosu's dead. Moving on, next we have Zaku versus Ken. However, I think Ken will either likely take it because of his sound genjutsu, but Zaku might know about it and find a way to counter it, so we'll decide this on a coin flip. And Zaku wins. Moving on. Next for our semifinals, we have Choji versus Yoshiro, or the chakra absorbing guy. I like to call him that in my randomizer. And this one is pretty simple. Even though the guy can absorb chakra, I don't think he's going to be able to take many attacks from Choji. At least not from his body expansion jutsu, so Yushiro loses. You ever wonder what happens to the man after this fight? We never see him again. But moving on to our final match, we now have Shikamaru versus Tenten. And this one is again a hard one to decide. Tenten, with the multiple uses of weapons, could really run Shikamaru for his money, and him having to, concentrate using his style of possession on multiple things. And Tenten up close being much better at taijutsu than Shikamaru, and has a better uses of weapons than Shikamaru. Shikamaru would manage to trick her using the shadow of the weapon she would launch at him. Eventually gets to gets and use the shadow strangle jutsu to force her to surrender, or she either gets choked out to near death or just choked out to unconsciousness, making Shikamaru the winner of the match. All the matches concluded, people actually in much better conditions than in canon, well, besides Hinata. The third was to announce their 1-month training period and the randomized matchups, which will be revealed next part when we cover the finals. Anywho, this ends off the preliminaries, and we get into the important people's 1 month of training. Sasuke and Naruto's training basically go the same. Naruto eventually finds, Jiraiya, and Kakashi takes on Sasuke. Kakashi also offered Uchiha and Naruto to train under them, however you were saying that he has someone else to train under. Kakashi would ask, of course, who this is, and Naruto would make up some random story. Kakashi would be a little suspicious, but would let this go. And so we move on to who you guess will probably be training Uchiha and Naruto. As eventually Naruto would meet up with Tobi, and Tobi would start to, trying to speed up Naruto's training, telling him that he's going to train him to be able to take on Jinchuriki, and also telling him that he wants him to basically capture Gaara during the Chunin exams, adding that he caused a distraction, having no idea of the Sand Invasion, adding that he's also going to teach him how to use wood style, which Naruto would be confused about since he isn't, a Senjin. This is where Tobi revealed that the reason he heals up so fast is because that night when he was laying on the ground with the giant hole in his chest, Tobi used some Hashirama cells to basically save his life, pumping him full of them, saying that wood style can help him combat against Tail Beast, and that they'll spend this month trying to unlock his wood style. What will happen next? Find out next part, as this is where this part ends. Sorry, it's a bit short, but hey, that's kind of the point of most of these videos. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this part as much as I did making it, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. That does help, and see you guys in the next one. Also, thanks for